Kid, they call him, from the Moravia section of East Los Angeles, officially at ringside here tonight. Navarro is a 3-to-1 underdog to the champion Ken Buchanan, who will be coming down the aisle momentarily. There were big cheers just as we came on the air. In fact, the cheers were bigger before we hit the air as Ruben Navarro came down the aisle. Now you know who's coming down the aisle. From Edinburgh, Scotland, the lightweight champion of the world, Ken Buchanan. And I won't tell you what it sounds like. It's a mixture of boos and cheers. Let's try to pick him up. Let's listen. Ken Buchanan, the lightweight champion. Fight is not due to start for 3 or 4 minutes yet. You might wonder, and I see a Scotch flag over in the aisle, which distracted me for a moment. You might wonder why the fighters are in the ring so early. Well, look to the left of your screen. You see Ken Buchanan and the gentleman in the dark suit, the glasses.
Outstanding official from New York City, New York, Arthur Mercante. Well, fans, here we go. Lightweight championship of the world at stake. 15 rounds of boxing, and introducing to you on my left, out of the white corner, the challenger from the east side of Los Angeles, the man knocking on the door for the past 2 or 3 years, tonight a chance of a lifetime. At an even 135 pounds, winning 25 out of 29, the Moravia Kid, Ruben Navarro. And ladies and gentlemen, as his opponent, the defending champion from Edinburgh, Scotland, he weighs in at 134.5 pounds. Wearing his famous tartan trunk, coming tonight out of the black corner, has lost but one bout out of 39. A great champion, Ken Buchanan. Your referee now will give instructions, and may the better man win.
Good evening, Ken and Ruben. Since this contest is for the lightweight championship of the world, we expect you to be particularly careful to obey all the rules of the California State Athletic Commission. In the event of a knockdown, you must take an 8 count. The mandatory 3 knockdowns will be waived. When I say break, you must break quickly and cleanly. Shake hands now. Return to your corners. We'll wait the starting bell. Thank you.
How do you do, ladies and gentlemen? I'm Jim Healy, ringside at the Los Angeles Memorial Sports Arena. Ruben Navarro in white, now a 2.5-to-1 underdog officially at ringside. The challenger, Ken Buchanan, in the plaid front. And it was a clean knockdown. No. Mercante says no. Confusion at ringside. I'll reverse myself and say it was a clean knockdown. The mandatory 8 count has been waived in this fight. There is no mandatory 8 count, and I believe that was a clean knockdown. Ringside here. consensus now was that Arthur Mercati, the referee, said it was not. It was not a knockdown, and the ringside press, rather baffled. We all saw the punch. We thought it was a knockdown, but it doesn't matter. Arthur Mercati, the referee, called it no knockdown. But repeating, the mandatory 8 count has been waived. A fighter does not have to take an 8 count. Buchanan's insistence, not an all-California ring official lineup. It's an international lineup. The referee, Arthur Mercati of New York City. One judge, Harry Gibbs of London, England. The other judge, Lee Grossman of Inglewood, California. Well, I think we can get it definite at the end of the round during the 60-minute rest. But the consensus now, everybody at ringside thought it was a knockdown. But Mercati said no. I'm going to stand up here. Arthur Mercati, the referee, has his back to me in the corner I'm in. He is marking his card now, and just hopefully he'll turn around. He probably won't. I want to ask him if he would turn around. Arthur, no knockdown. No knockdown. Arthur Mercati, the referee, makes it official. No knockdown in the first round by Ruben Navarro. However, it was a good first round by Ruben. You know, in the tail of the tape, they always put out before the fight how much fighters weigh, how tall they are, what their reach is, chest, etc. Tail of the tape put out before the fight to run out of height, weight, etc. I think Buchanan more off balance than anything there. They are both listed as 5 feet 8 inches tall. That's the point I'm trying to make. But it looks to me like Buchanan must be 5'9", Navarro about 5'7", that Buchanan is at least 2 inches taller than Navarro. Ruben Navarro in the white trunks, the 2.5 to 1 underdog, the challenger, scheduled for 15. Ken Buchanan, the lightweight champion of the world. Officially, no knockdowns in the fight. We're in round 2. Surprising so far to those of us who have seen Buchanan before. We thought he just might stick that jab out and Navarro wouldn't know what was hitting him. But Navarro doing a good job. Took the left hand and the right glove there. And Buchanan's speed certainly not overpowering Navarro so far. The background, in case you can't make it out, a chant for Ruben Navarro as Buchanan scores to hush the chant of Ruben, Ruben. Buchanan with a pro record of 38 wins, only 1 loss. The loss to Miguel Velazquez, a disputed decision in Madrid, Spain, 13 months ago before he won the title. Now Buchanan's speed beginning to show, and perhaps he can hit a little better than we thought. We thought he was all speed, all jab, but the right hand a moment ago popped Navarro's head back. Landing with the right hand 3 different times. Navarro, pro record, 25 wins, 2 losses, 2 draws, having a little trouble breathing. That's the second time he's thumbed at his nose. Stand up between rounds. Joey Bishop here. Wow. What do you think so far?
That's exciting, isn't it?
Oh, I'll say.
And that's my prediction, okay?
All right.
There'll be another tremor. Both guys will think they got hit. They'll both fall down, and the fight will be a draw.
What did you think, Joey, in the first round when Buchanan went down?
I'll tell you something. He has nothing to lose, really. Ruben has nothing to lose. He came in the last minute. He's an underdog, and he's giving a great account of himself, and he's a great fighter. I think it's one of the most exciting fights I've ever seen in my life.
Another earthquake in Los Angeles.
Pardon me?
Another earthquake in Los Angeles.
No earthquake.
Okay, thanks, Joey.
You're welcome.
Joey Bishop, ladies and gentlemen. Number 3, Ruben Navarro, the challenger in the white trunks. Ken Buchanan, the lightweight champion of the world. No official knockdowns. Buchanan was down in the first round, but the referee, Arthur Mercante, ruled it a slip. Jim Healy ringside at the Los Angeles Memorial Sports Arena, scheduled, of course, for 15. Again, I ask you to judge for yourself the height variance, both listed at 5'8". I don't think so. Buchanan has at least 2 inches on him, maybe more. Could be 9.5 to 5'7". Buchanan wobbling a little bit, I believe, from that right hand to the side of the head, and Navarro has been very successful in landing lead right hands, which you should not do with a skilled boxer. But he's doing it. What Buchanan is doing to get caught with those right hands, he's pulling his head back, exposing the head and chin. Well, I know a fighter named Cassius Clay who can, or maybe I should say could, get away from punches doing that. He was that fast, but not many fighters can. You don't expose the head. Left in the third round. Navarro has Buchanan in Buchanan's corner. Arthur Mercante, the referee who has worked 15 world title fights. Many of them male Griffith. Joe Frazier, Jerry Corey, Joe Frazier, Buster Mack, which were not world title fights. Yes, the Quarry fight was, I beg your pardon. 5 seconds in the third round. Ruben Navarro turned toward the neutral corner after that round instead of turning to his own corner, but I don't think he's foggy at all. It's one of those things. He made a left turn instead of a right turn. Ken Buchanan, repeating his record, 38 wins, only 1 loss. That loss to Miguel Velasquez in January of 1970 in Madrid, Spain. He lost a 10-round decision for the European lightweight title. But everyone claims, the Buchanan people, and sometimes it's understandable, it was a bit of a hometown decision because it's the only fight he's ever lost. He has never been off his feet. He won the lightweight championship of the world, September 26th last from Ishmael Laguna in San Juan, Puerto Rico. Lightweight champion Ken Buchanan in the plaid trunks. He's taller. Ruben Navarro in white. No official knockdowns in the fight. Round number 4 scheduled for 15. And my voice is cracking. Now, there is one other aspect to this fight. Buchanan has been training. That was not a damaging punch, I don't believe. He was going away from most of the impact. Buchanan has been training for literally months, and Arthur Mercante is telling Ruben Navarro to knock off the kidney punches. Don't punch in the kidneys on the side of the body. That's what that was all about. His Donato Puduano fight, December 7 in New York. And again, poor Ruben called for holding and hitting. Buchanan has actually been in training for this fight almost consistently since last November, whereas Ruben Navarro had 78 hours notice. He didn't know he was coming in tonight until 4 o'clock this past Tuesday afternoon. So if this fight goes along, I think Buchanan might act a little bit, just a little bit. Ruben is not really that strong that he can fling him halfway across the ring. I think Kenny knows a few tricks. Ruben had started him on his way, and he just let himself go right into the rope. One minute in the 4th round. Ruben caught him with another overhand right. But wrapping up the train of thought, as this goes along, Navarro would figure to tire more than Buchanan. Good right hand by Buchanan. Buchanan's ever been in with a fighter this rough. 5 seconds. So, through 4 rounds, Ruben Navarro has put up a strong showing. Ken Buchanan might have finally got going there in the 4th round. And who knows, Buchanan is just as aware as I am, more so, that Navarro took this fight on 78 hours' notice. He had been in training camp, for about 10 or 11 days before that, training for another fight, but it's not the kind of strict, stringent training you do for a world title fight. So it could be that Buchanan is coasting a little through the earlier rounds, figuring Navarro will tire. Ruben Navarro, the challenger, the 2.5 to 1 underdog in the white trunks. Lightweight champion of the world, Ken Buchanan, scheduled for 15. No official knockdown so far, though Buchanan was down in the 1st round, ruled a slip by the referee, Arthur Mercante. Jim Healy, ring from the Los Angeles Memorial Sports Arena. Quite obviously the crowd on Ruben Navarro's side. Born and raised here in East Los Angeles. Another right hand on the left ear of Buchanan. In the round. California California scoring system is 5 points. Winner of the round gets 1 point, the loser none. If the winner has a big round, say knocks the man down, he probably gets 2 points. A couple of knockdowns, he could get 3 points. But most rounds are 1-0 rounds. I think all 4 of these have been, whichever fighter you thought won. And you can also score even rounds. Neither fighter gets any points. Ruben says, why me, Arthur? Thinks Arthur is picking on him a little too much. No damage, whatever. You hear the partisan crowd. Could be with 45 seconds here in the 5th round. Ruben's punches are beginning to stray a little. They're not quite as accurate as they were. So far, Buchanan, framing a low punch. Well, it might have been a little low, the right hand, but it lit on his left hip, and I don't think that's going to do him a lot of damage. 3 seconds. Los Angeles. Again, we do not know what the thinking is in the corner of Buchanan. Maybe he's coasting. Leaning over the ropes there is Navarro's manager, Johnny Flores, in the blue shirt. Incidentally, in the fight right before this, the 6-rounder, another of Flores' fighters, Richie Ferris, scored a 6-round knockout, quite surprising, over Antonio Villanueva, and a little surprising to see a manager in the ring right before a title fight. Maybe it's a good omen for Flores. For 15, Ken Buchanan in the plaid trunks, the taller, the lightweight champion of the world, Ruben Navarro. No official knockdown. Navarro for the left hand. It was very low. It lit low on the right hip of Buchanan. Navarro probably thinking to himself, well, fella whirled away so fast. Naturally, that wasn't where I aimed the punch, but when it finally landed, it was low on the hip, and that happens a lot of times. Buchanan awfully cute the way he'll grab and hold there. He is 25 years old. Ruben Navarro is 23. Buchanan has had 39 fights. Navarro has had 29. You know, Buchanan has gone 15 rounds. He won the title last December from Ismael Laguna in 15. Ruben Navarro has also gone 15. Lost the decision to Rene Barrientos in Manila for the World Junior lightweight title 2 years ago this month, 15 rounds. And the left hand by Ruben was very, very low there. And Ruben is getting disgusted. Somebody throws, was it a cigarette or what in the ring? A burning cigarette thrown into the ring, and it hit Ruben right in the midsection, and I think the burn shocked him a little. You saw him jump back. Like to lock that clown up if they could find him. He had to be a ringsider. Another thing we must watch for, especially after this round. Will Mercante take away any points from Navarro for repeated low punching? I'll keep an eye out between rounds. 15 seconds left. 10. Round number 6, scheduled for 15. Suspected Arthur Mercante has just taken 1 point away from Ruben Navarro for repeated low punching in that round. Kind of thought it was coming. In other words, let me give you an example. Let's say you gave that round to Buchanan. I'm not saying this is the way it was scored. Let's say you gave to Buchanan 1 point to nothing. Well, Buchanan would retain his point, but instead of nothing, Navarro would have a -1. You don't add another point to Buchanan's score. You do take the point away from Navarro's score. Ruben Navarro loses 1 point. Schedule for 15, no official knockdowns. Ruben Navarro in the white trunks, champion Ken Buchanan, the lightweight champion of the world in the plaid trunks. 1 point deducted from Navarro's score for continued low punching in the 6th round by the referee Arthur Mercante. So even if you thought Ruben lost the round, I don't know that he did, but if you scored it, say, 1-0 for Buchanan, you would make it 1 to -1. The -1 for Navarro. And the further this fight goes, the more you start to look for signs of Navarro tiring. Buchanan almost in constant training since last November. Navarro really training for only about 78 hours for this fight. International cast of officials. One judge, Harry Gibbs of London, England. The other judge, Lee Grossman of Inglewood, California. The referee, Arthur Mercante of New York City. Buchanan is awfully cute. The way he'll tie Ruben up when he lunges in. Buchanan getting stronger. Navarro getting a little tired, I believe. 1 minute in the 7th round. Just on the respective training, you could have figured going in for Ruben to pull this upset, Ruben Navarro, he would have to get Buchanan probably within 10 rounds, maybe less. For Buchanan, with intense training since November, will figure to be in much better shape to go 15. No knockdowns in the fight. Ruben Navarro subbed for Mondo Ramos, who pulled out of this fight with a gland injury. Tuesday afternoon at 4 o'clock. So as we look at Ruben Navarro here, we wonder, how much more does he have left? He has almost reached the halfway mark of this fight, and that's pretty darn good going. The punches he's thrown and the lack of training he's had. But Kenny Buchanan, on the other hand, against Donato Pueduano in the fight that was shown on National Closed Circuit TV December 7th. He himself tired, and that fight was only a 10-rounder, so there's no guarantee Buchanan cannot tire too. However, I would think he has himself in a little better shape defending his lightweight title than he would have in a non-title bout with Paduano. Ken Buchanan, the lightweight champion of the world in the plaid trunks. Ruben Navarro of Los Angeles, no knockdown, scheduled for 15 for the world lightweight title. Jim Healy, ringside at the Los Angeles Memorial Sports Center. Buchanan possibly cooling it up to that 7th round when he seemed to start to turn it on, and he was landing combinations. Good round for Buchanan in the 7th. Of Buchanan. We have just reached the halfway mark in this fight. 1 minute and 30 seconds into round number 8. Navarro were to keel over right this second, it would be no disgrace to him. He has fought a remarkable fight, considering he took the bout on 78 hours' notice. The left jab we saw Buchanan show against Donato Paduano. Boy, it's a good one. Buchanan, great speed. Not only the left hand, his head, his feet. 5 seconds in the round. Another good round for Buchanan. Ken Buchanan here, the lightweight champion. Just going back in his record, he defeated a welterweight, that's 1 weight higher, limit 147 pounds, December 7 in New York, Donato Paduano, whom we've mentioned, 10-round decision. Fight before that, September 26, 1970. Won the lightweight title from Ishmael Laguna in San Juan, Puerto Rico. May of last year, knocked out Brian Hudson in London. March of last year, decision Chris Fernandez in London. February of last year, decision Vincenzo Picardi in London. And in January of last year, Miguel Velasquez handed him his only loss. Navarro, 2-1 underdog going in the white trunks. The lightweight champion of the world, Ken Buchanan, scheduled for 15. Buchanan coming on in round 7, rounds 8. And I think Arthur is going to talk to Ruben again. And Ruben is really getting disgusted. He's looking over in the press row. Uh-oh, somebody just threw a whiskey bottle down into the ring, and ringsider pulls it off the apron so Arthur McCaddy doesn't have to kick it out. And boy, that can be dangerous. That's thrown from the upper balcony here, and it's traveling pretty good. An empty whiskey bottle after the referee warned Ruben Navarro. for another low punch. And being objective, I do think it was low. Shot by Navarro. And Ruben is getting very frustrated. Buchanan is a frustrating guy to fight. So hard to hit. And the warnings from Arthur Mercante, which is not to say they aren't deserved, are frustrating him further. Buchanan is complaining to the referee about another low punch, and Mercante did not recognize it as a low punch. I think Ken Buchanan has ever seen a street fight in East Los Angeles. He's in one tonight. Simply remarkable, with only 40 seconds left in the ninth round, that Ruben Navarro has so much left. No knockdowns in the fight. Right hand, that was Buchanan's best punch of the fight. Buchanan's best round has Navarro in trouble for the first time. Navarro is in trouble. 8 seconds, 7 seconds, 6 seconds. Ruben. 3 seconds. Except for the knockdown in the first round by Navarro, I should not say knockdown. Buchanan was on the canvas. Arthur Mercante, the referee, who has worked 15 world title fights before tonight, ruled it a slip, so it was not a knockdown. Aside from that, the most apparent damage in the fight was done in the preceding round, the ninth. Buchanan had a big round. Buchanan had a good round in the seventh. He had a good round in the eighth. He had a good round in the ninth. Arthur Mercante, as you just saw, went over to Navarro's corner and probably once again to talk to him about the low punches. But most low punches are not deliberate, and especially with a cutie pie like Buchanan. You don't know what direction he's moving to avoid the punch. Buchanan, the lightweight champion of the world, in the plaid trunks, defending his title against the 2.5 to 1 underdog, Ruben Navarro of East Los Angeles, California. Buchanan from Edinburgh, Scotland. Buchanan with a good round in the seventh, a good round in the eighth, a very good round in the ninth. In fact, the only time Ruben Navarro was in trouble in the ninth round. Amazing showing by Navarro on virtually 78 hours training. And you can't count today as training. Chant again, Ruben, Ruben. But Buchanan so fast with the head, avoiding most of the damage of those punches. The punches spent by the time they landed. Wonder if anybody else is thinking what I am. How I'd love to see these two fights if Ruben Navarro had 4 to 6 weeks training for it. No knockdown. One minute left in the 10th round, scheduled for 15. Navarro, after having his troubles in the 7th, 8th, and 9th rounds, is, well, just about holding his own here. This is a pretty close round. Two-thirds of the way through this 15-round fight. Ken Buchanan, his manager Eddie Thomas, whom you see there in his corner. Eddie Thomas, by the way, was quite a fighter. He was the welterweight champion of the British Isles. Was only knocked off his feet once in his life. He beat a pretty fair fighter we used to have out of New York City named Billy Graham. And there are quotes around pretty fair. Billy Graham was a very, very fine fighter. Navarro on his feet and ready to go. 10 seconds before the bell to start round 11. Navarro in the white trunks. Ken Buchanan, the lightweight champion of the world. No knockdown. Jim Healy ringside at the Los Angeles Memorial Sports Arena. Can be told late Tuesday afternoon when promoter Eileen Eaton phoned Ruben Navarro at the San Ysidro training camp. She said, "Do you want to fight for the world title Friday night?" He said, "I'm in." But he added, "Gee, I sure wish I had at least 2 more weeks to prepare for it in training camp." That story has not been printed or reported up to now, but I tell it because I'm just overwhelmed that Navarro has gone this long and this strongly. He admitted himself. And fighters rarely admit they're not in top shape. They always claim, "Oh, I'm in great shape." Good right hand by Buchanan. Navarro, in the last 10 seconds, lands 2 right hands again. With exactly 1 minute left in the 11th round, Navarro still with a puncher's chance. And showing Buchanan some of his own cutie pie stuff. And that's what the crowd is roaring about. But Buchanan stuff. Left in the 11th round. No knockdowns in the fight. Ken Buchanan had seemed to take charge of the fight in the 7th round, the 8th round, a big round in the 9th. He had Navarro hurt for the only time of the fight. He wasn't really close to going down, but it was the most seriously Navarro was hurt. However, Buchanan, I'm not going to try to score the fight, because we have 3 officials, and I'm unofficial anyway. Buchanan, if he has won the 10th and 11th rounds, and I don't know that he has, they were very close rounds. So where after round number 9, it looked as if Buchanan had taken complete charge, would just sweep his way home. It hasn't quite turned out that way. Scheduled Scheduled for 15, Ruben Navarro, the 2.5 to 1 underdog in white, the challenger from East Los Angeles, California, against the lightweight champion of the world, Ken Buchanan of Edinburgh, Scotland. In the past here in the United States, we've always snickered at fighters most of the time out of the British Isles. But Mr. Buchanan is tough, and he can handle it with anybody. He is a good fighter and a good champion. Highlights of this fight so far. Navarro going this long and this strongly on such short notice in taking the fight. Buchanan's big round in the ninth, his best, when he could not put Navarro down. And the constant warnings of referee Arthur McCanty in the middle round to Navarro for low punches. And many of them were low. Remember, the crowd is pro-Navarro, so believe what you see, not what you hear. And I'll tell you this, I don't think Arthur McCanty is badgering Navarro. Ruben threw a low punch there about 10 seconds ago. McCanty saw it, he was looking right at it, and he didn't say a word to Navarro. Buchanan starting to land with the right lead, and you really shouldn't be able to do that, although Navarro has done it to him much of the fight. Might be an indication Ruben is getting pretty tired. Well, that's no profound statement. He's got to be pretty tired. 5 seconds. 12th round. Ken Buchanan, the lightweight champion of the world in the plaid trunks. Ruben Navarro. Scheduled for 15, no knockdowns in the fight. Jim Healy ringside at the Los Angeles Memorial Sports Arena. Navarro appeared to be tiring quite a bit there late in the 12th round, but Buchanan was able to land the right hand. Navarro is able to pull this fight out, or score a knockout, or even go 15 rounds. It won't be a moral victory. It'll be incredible. Taking the fight on 78 hours' notice against the world champion, who has been in virtual constant training since last November. And a very good world champion, too. Go in the 13th round, a minute and 35 seconds. Look at that. Buchanan was going away and still landed the left jab. Not a big left jab, but it takes a little doing. Five seconds in the 13th round. Ken Buchanan, 25 years old. Ruben Navarro will be 24 next month. Seconds in the 13th round. And they're trying to encourage Navarro with a chant again. Ruben. 8 seconds. Ruben still got his cool. Cool enough to tie Buchanan up. Ken Buchanan's record first. Maybe we should. His knockout record, 16 knockouts in 39 pro fights. And one interesting other thing about Buchanan's record, he's a smoothie, as you're seeing tonight. This knows all phases of boxing. He had 100 amateur fights, 96-4 his record before turning pro, and this is his 40th pro fight, so he's had lots and lots of experience. However, he does not look like the big knockout puncher, and the 16 knockouts in 39 bouts is not overpowering. Navarro has a better knockout percentage. Ruben Navarro in the white trunks, the challenger. Ken Buchanan, the lightweight champion of the world. Less than 2 more rounds to go, if Navarro can go. No knockdowns in the fight. Curious to see what Buchanan has to say about Navarro in the dressing room. Buchanan, a gentleman, a real good sport in the ring. I'm sure he'll be the same way afterwards. He's aware, a late notice, Navarro took this fight on. He'll have some pretty nice things to say, I'm sure. Although I wonder what he'll say about the low punches. Official wrap-up through the first third of this fight, 5 rounds. Navarro might have been a little bit ahead. Then Buchanan took charge in the 7th, 8th, especially the 9th. And Buchanan has been doing pretty well since. And that's just about the way the fight figured to go. Buchanan in great condition, Navarro not in great condition. Navarro had to get it done early, or Buchanan would come on late. Pretty simple. Could have stayed home and figured this one out. But just a sensationally game showing by Ruben Navarro with only 55 seconds left in the 14th round. And I would have bet he wouldn't have been around for 10. Especially after that 9th round by Buchanan. No knockdowns in the fight. 30 seconds away from the end of the 14th round. You saw Buchanan slap Navarro on the shoulder after the bell ending the 14th round. Buchanan obviously in complete charge of the fight, but he is so impressed himself, apparently, with Navarro still being around. Not being repetitious again, but making this fight just last Tuesday afternoon, 4 o'clock, 78 hours notice, that it even has Ken Buchanan impressed. We'll see if Buchanan will shoot for a knockout, possibly, in this 15th and final round, if he'll throw everything. In the 15th and final round, will Ken Buchanan shoot for a knockout, or will he play it cautiously, apparently secure of having this one in the bag by decision? Well, let's see. Will he shoot for the knockout? No knockdowns in the fight. Ruben Navarro in white, the challenger, and Ken Buchanan, the lightweight champion of the world, apparently can lose this fight only one way. That is, be knocked out. And that's strictly unofficial from press row ringside. The ones who count: Judge Harry Gibbs of London, England; Judge Lee Grossman of Inglewood, California; referee Arthur McCarty of New York City. So Buchanan, knowing he does not need a knockout to win, is he going to try? He's trying a little bit. Navarro probably realizing he does need a knockout to win. Will he try for that knockout and expose himself, perhaps, to being KO'd himself? Or will he try to go the distance? And boy, he sure deserves to go the distance. Fighter Ken Buchanan. Look at that jab. 15th round, still a beauty. And I would anticipate when we come to the final 30 seconds of this fight that the pro-Navarro crowd will start roaring, not thinking he can win the fight, but roaring for him to stay on his feet and go the distance. He's got it covered. All right, exactly 1 minute left in the fight. Starts rolling. Well, Buchanan's not exactly fresh as a daisy himself. And Buchanan is going to be content to win this one on a decision. He's not going to get reckless. 30 seconds left in the fight. Seconds. And Buchanan's corner is saying, come on, go after him. Go after the knockout. Oh! Buchanan takes the left. His corner, and they must be Ken Buchanan. I didn't mean to second guess his corner there, but it just came out when they beckoned him in, and the fellow who was beckoning from Buchanan's corner to go after Navarro, go after the knockout, was his dad, Tom Buchanan, who's 56, his father, and just about that time, Ken caught a left hook from Ruben Navarro. But Buchanan in no danger of going down there. No knockdowns in the fight. Ken Buchanan started to take charge in the 7th round. He apparently won the 7th for sure, the 8th for sure, the 9th for positive sure. The closest he came to putting Navarro down was in the 9th round. It was a big round, maybe a 2-point round for Buchanan, the 9th, and then he pretty well held sway the rest of the way. Through the first half of the fight, I think Ruben Navarro probably a shade in front. I shouldn't say half, the first third, the first 5 rounds. Now, the officials' cards are being totaled and rechecked by an inspector of the State Athletic Commission, which is done in all main event fights in California, just in case somebody didn't add wrong, and they gave a wrong decision. So we checked the addition again, and it usually takes a few moments for the official announcement to be made. But I don't think there's any doubt what Kim Buchanan, most of the ringside press, Bud Furlow of the L.A. Herald-Examiner had it scored. How, buddy? 10-5 for Buchanan, and I think that's pretty much the consensus ringside. But just an incredible showing by Ruben Navarro. Not only did not hit the deck, he went the full 15 rounds against a fighter who'd been in virtually constant training since last November, whereas Navarro took the fight on just 78 hours' notice. As we told you, the fight going to the British Isles via satellite. Buchanan and Navarro over there with the British folks. Won't be seen in Britain till tomorrow afternoon.
Ladies and gentlemen, in this fine lightweight title bout, we have a unanimous decision, and I will read the point totals. Your referee, Arthur Mercanti, scores it 9-4. And as you know, in round 9, Navarro was penalized 1 point, which has been deducted from the total score. Harry Gibbs at ringside sees it 9-2. Lee Grossman judging 9-4. Unanimously the winner, still lightweight champion of the world, Ken Buchanan.
And that's Buchanan with his dad. He's hugging 56-year-old Tom Buchanan. He deserved the victory tonight, but who knows?
Ladies and gentlemen, a good hand for a game try by the Moravia kid, Ruben Navarro.
Ruben Navarro leaving the ring. Boy, what a fight. Losing tonight, unanimous decision to Ken Buchanan, the lightweight champion of the world. Jim Healy, ringside.
Even, there's the bell for round 1. The mandatory 8 count is in